For his sake, I am but one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do. And what I ought to do, by the grace of God, I will do. Lord, what will you have me do? That is the motto of the Daughters of the King. And every Sunday at church, during the prayers of the people, you may not notice this, but you're always saying a prayer for those that are on the prayer list of the Daughters of the King. So sometimes you might be wondering, who's on that prayer list? Well, I'm not going to tell you who's on that prayer list. And you're also probably wondering, and who are these Daughters of the King? Well, the Daughters of the King is a 140-year-old organization of women in the Episcopal Church, also the Catholic and Lutheran churches. We are a religious order, and there are over 30,000 women worldwide in this organization. And the Church of the Advent has a chapter by the name of the Sisters of Prayer. And during this pandemic, I have had the privilege and the honor to serve as the president of this chapter of the Daughters of the King. We were able to, in 2021, also install 8 new members into this chapter, and so now we are 42 women strong. So what do the Daughters of the chapter do? Well, it's more, what are we to be? And that is to serve, evangelize, and pray. And prayer is one of the most primary services of this chapter. And we have a prayer list, which, as I said earlier, is confidential. So when you have a prayer, or you know someone who has a prayer that you feel needs prayed upon by multiple persons, you can submit this to the Daughters of the King, and no one will talk about it. We don't talk to each other about it. We don't dare, and we promise to not disclose who is being prayed for. Members of the Daughters of the King wear these necklaces as shown on my neck. It's a necklace, but it's also a pin, so you can put it in different places. And there's Greek words transcribed on it that are translated in English to with heart, mind, and spirit, withhold and bear the cross. And also there are some symbols on it, or the letters F, H, S, which stand for his sake. We are a community, and we have a commitment to pray. And that's part of our prayer of service, that's part of our prayer of life, and that's part of our rule of life. So some of you might be wondering, well, how do I submit a prayer to the Daughters of the King? We have a prayer line, and that prayer line is listed in the church, in the pews, on the church website. That number is 504-3681, and I'm sure it's on the screen right now. During church services, in every pew, there's a small blue card, and it is instructed to the Daughters of the King, and you could submit your confidential prayer, and then that gets given to the Daughters of the King, and then we distribute that. Also, you could just let a sister know and ask for your prayers to be on our prayer list, and we can do it that way. We have a ministry which is called the Prayer Blanket Ministry, and I hope you have heard about the Prayer Blanket Ministry. We have these beautiful blankets, and some of our members find this variety of fabrics. They wash, they cut, and they sew these beautiful square blankets, and then they are blessed by the priest. And within them, they can be given to anyone of all different ages, young and old. The fabrics go towards all different age groups. And what is so great about these is you are prayed upon, and these blankets cover those who want to be prayed upon in prayer. And you can get these at the church office, or if you contact a daughter, you can pick one of these up and let us know who they are given to and what they are for. It's amazing how many people these blankets have touched and how meaningful they are to some people's lives. We receive dozens of letters every year by those that are so thankful that a group from the Advent has been praying upon them and covering them in prayer. Any women that are members of the Church of the Advent can join the Daughters of the King. And soon we will be asking for those that are interested to attend an informational session, and we will take them through some training and have them go through a discernment process to learn more about the Daughters of the King and what the commitment of community and community of prayer means. And we hope that we have some parishioners that have an interest in joining us in this lifelong commitment of prayer to serve the Advent, to serve the community, and to serve the world. So keep tuned for some information on our membership. We would love to have additional sisters of prayer in our chapter. Thank you so much.